If you have not seen her juggling primetime debates on television or bumped into her after a live government or a corporate show, you're definitely living under a rock. Today on the Journey podcast, we have Sulagnaa, arguably Odisha's best known TV presenter and stage presenter. Welcome to the Journey podcast, Sulagnaa.
Thank you so much, Kalpit, and thank you for such wonderful words. I do not know how much of it I deserve, though, and I've heard you're doing a great job. So, good luck.
All right. How did the love affair with the mic start off? Do you remember the first time you held the mic and felt this was it?
Public speaking was made for me, I would say, because I was in class 3 when I was won my first debate competition award. So it was like that. It came to me. I never chose it.
Mm-hmm.
It chose to come to me.
Who did you grow up idolizing, not for the glamour bit, but for the spontaneity and screen presence while growing up, maybe?
Nobody. I was not aware who the anchors were.
Mm-hmm.
I was not aware what I'm supposed to do. I was maybe in class 7th or 8th when I used to be, picked by the school for a Doordarshan program that was for kids. They would give me something. The only talent I had, I would remember really quick. And I'll give a one shot okay.
Okay.
So that's how I was picked. So I was not allowed to watch a lot of television things because 9th and 10th you would have such humongous tasks to do when it comes to studies.
Understood.
So I was juggling my Doordarshan assignments as a kid with my 10th, post which I was chosen by ETV. And I had no idea what I'm supposed to do. I went to the studio. They said, imagine you're a travel anchor. You are at Puri. What would you say? I don't remember what I said, but they picked me.
All right.
So I've never idolized anyone. I grew up being my own self and I improvised. But over the period of time, I've worked with the best anchors. Maybe Pupi or maybe Ushadi, maybe Mansi, the juniors and the seniors. I have learned from everyone, from Shubham to people who were good anchors when I started my journey. I've been very blessed to be paired with each and every one of them. And I've loved.
Okay. Sound in academics?
I don't know what sound means because my school would compensate for the days I never
Sound
attended.
enough for not getting the rebuttal from parents?
My parents always knew whatever I'll do good enough.
All right.
I was never a 90% student because I would not attend that many classes.
Correct.
But every competition, whether it's
Co-curriculars,
recitation, elocution, essay, science exhibition, anything I knew and did not know, I would participate. And I would somehow end up bringing a prize. I remember I was in class 5th, and there was a science competition, where you have to make a model and show it to the examiners and the judges.
Yeah.
It was made for students from 7th to 10th.
Yeah.
My school didn't had any participation from the 7th grade students and the 10th were too busy in studies.
Right.
So I volunteered and they thought कि किसी को तो भेजना है, इसको भेज देते हैं. And I went with a stupid idea of how to remove stains from your fabric with your kitchen.
With the kitchenware.
Nimbu and all that.
Right.
The simplest of things. And I went with that and I got a 3rd prize. And the rest 2 were from 9th and 10th students. And I was given a Pride of the School award. So my mother never told me you go and win prizes. She said go, whatever comes, go. Go to the war, get martyred, but go.
Okay. Did you ever get bullied at school because you yourself confessed to being a little tomboyish at school? You develop it over time, right?
It's
to
a
get
process.
used to it. Yeah, it's a process.
See, even today,
Yeah.
you cannot hurt me in a way you think you can hurt me.
Right.
But you can hurt me in a way you do not know you have hurt me.
Correct.
But for me to be a strong person, I'm not gender biased here because I think men are equally sensitive.
Absolutely.
We think men cannot cry, men do not get upset, men are muscular. It's not like that. You need not show that emotion to the world. If you're hurt, you should heal in silence. Nobody can heal you if it's not you. If you are not in the process of healing, your words, your comfort cannot heal me.
Did your upbringing play a huge role in this attitude?
Absolutely. I never had anyone around me. Both parents working.
Okay.
And my mother would, there'll be a phone call from school that she has to go to a Red Cross camp to Shimla.
Right.
So my mother next day will say, okay, you pack your things. I'll come and see if anything is missing.
All right.
And a 7th grade student would pack her things for a 7-day trip to Shimla.
All by herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll just come and say, no, this t-shirt will not look good, leave it. or you have not put enough socks because it'll be cold, or add in muffler. But my bag was packed by me. So independence is something I lived, grew, and it was part of my life. If when I was given my first scooty, my mother said, if you are willing to take it to the service station and
Yeah.
get it done when once it,
Then
it
we'll
has
buy
a,
it for you.
Yeah, if
Okay.
it has a flat tire, you need to know where to take it, or you need to know how to fix it.
Yeah.
Don't come to me. Or if you have a check, those days, if you are first or second debate competition, you'll get a
Get a
check of
check, yeah.
1,000 rupees.
Right.
So my uncle used to work in a bank. He was a senior official. But my mother would be very strict. If she's going there, do not offer her cold drinks. Do not
Okay.
take her to your cabin. Let her be in the queue. And how other people are drawing or depositing check, she should learn to do that.
No special treatments at all.
Nothing at
All
all.
right, okay.
Savage parents.
That's why you are what you are. Okay. What boring habits did you build over time that compounded and brought you to what you are right now? I'm sure you have made a lot of sacrifices.
I am super lazy. I can sleep for 20 hours if I feel like.
Okay.
My friends tell me you are Kumbhakarn ki maa, and I must be a descendant of that bloodline. I love sleeping. But when you are sleeping and you're not sleeping, like you have slept for 8 hours and
Yeah.
still you are in bed,
Yeah.
amazing creative
Amazing
ideas
feeling.
come to you.
Yeah, right.
All my poems I write, that is at 3 a.m. All the jammings I do, that is at 2 a.m. So it's just like you are in your calm zone. You can literally be whatever you want to be.
Okay. Let's talk about your journey now. You had been well established far before that. Your moment of recognition came with a satirical political show called the Great Odisha Political Circus. Not exactly your forte. How did you exactly juggle that?
You do not know what your forte is until you
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
And when I chose, two hosts were hosting that show before me, and that was not that popular back then. With me came a new set of judges, me, and a little new concept of how they wanted. And the director was very flexible. He's like, anything you want to do, you do it. So writing poems is my forte. But I never wrote on current affair. So that
Okay.
was my chance to show a side of me that
Had
I
been
had not.
unexplored earlier, yeah.
No, I had not explored in me as well.
I see.
But when you hear, there was Swarup Nayak, who is by far one of the most creative music directors.
Right.
He would quickly do a music. There was Gyana Hota, who is a Asu Kavi.
Yeah,
He would
yeah.
quickly make a kavita. So there, you find a spot, whether or not you are part of their clan. So I just tried to fit in, and I think I have fitted in quite effortlessly. An audience like that.
Okay. So Mandira Bedi, in an interview, she claimed that before being roped in as the first female TV sports representative for the ICC 2003 World Cup, as much as she was excited for the entire event, it intimidated her to great extent, and he had to go through a rigorous 10-phased auditioning process. Could you walk us through your most tough and challenging and testing auditioning phase?
I would not say auditioning. I was hosting, I've done a lot of Prime Minister events for
Right.
this government. But I was hosting one show for government of Chhattisgarh. Not exactly government of Chhattisgarh. It was in Chhattisgarh, Bastar.
Okay.
That was for 3 ministries. There was Railway, there was NHAI, and I'm just forgetting. So there were 3 ministries who had...
It was in Bastar.
Yeah, it was in Bastar, Chhattisgarh, and projects worth around 52,000 crores were being dedicated to the nation by the Prime Minister
All right.
in Chhattisgarh.
When was this?
That was 2024.
Okay.
And I was somebody from Odisha. I was to speak in Hindi. I was picked by the Department of Railway, pitched to the PMO. PMO okayed me, and I was in Chhattisgarh where the government was Congress, and it is the most Maoist
It's a red
affected
corridor
area.
along with Latehar.
Yeah. So the security was like crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm a CMO anchor working for PMO from Odisha at Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
I think the pressure was huge.
Yeah.
And literally every half an hour the script was being vetted. I was told, no, this can't happen, that can happen. Just, quickly make the script
Fine
again
tune it,
and
tweak
send
it
it.
again, yeah.
And 10 people from Railway were reading it. I was told to read the script out because most of it was in Hindi. And that audio note were being sent
To?
the script was sent to PMO.
The higher ups,
The
okay,
audio
yeah.
note was sent to whoever was in charge of the
Entire event,
the entire event.
Mm.
And literally my palms were sweating
Sweaty?
after 15 years of anchoring career, because anything goes wrong, it's not you. It's the ones who have pitched you.
Bestowed the
It's-
trust in you, yeah.
it's government of Odisha, it's
Yeah, yeah,
CMO, everyone's reputation is at stake. कि ये लड़की गलती करेगी या नहीं करेगी.
Okay.
So when that show was over, and then when client calls and says, यार लड़की तूने कमाल कर दिया, I was like a huge relief. More than being happy, I was so relieved. I didn't do any mistake. That is the worst I've experienced.
Okay,
You're
understood.
literally grilled on the pan, out in the sun.
So who does the scripting for you? You do
I
it
do.
yourself?
I don't trust anyone. I get the information from the client, but I think
You get the brief and you tweak
yeah,
it
briefing
accordingly.
is very important.
Okay.
Homeworks are very important for an artist. It's just not when you're an anchor or actor. If you understand what you're doing, that gives that confidence in your work.
In this case, how have improvisations worked when you're totally blanked out?
I think you have to go with the flow, because in
Yeah.
a event on the stage, a lot of things, some ministers do not come.
Correct.
Instead of them, some other people come. Sometimes CM comes little late. Sometimes you are already live, because a lot of departments, when they have a reward and recognition, or there is a launching of program,
Yeah.
dot at 6 they are going live, and the guests have not come. So you need to know about what is it, so you can talk for 10 minutes, and you have to be relevant and not wrong, and do not give any misinformation, and you have to be very specific about the word, the tone of voice, sentences you speak, and you have to stick to languages also. Like in Odisha, it has to be in Odia
Odia.
or English. So you just have to go prepared.
Understood. Walter Cronkite, at one point, said to be world's best anchor, USA's most trusted man, they used to say him. He says you cannot be ever enough prepared for a live show. Do you resonate?
Yeah, definitely. See, here, this is where a client wants an experienced anchor. So any goof up, it doesn't show on your face. Sometimes, I have said something, then the client pitches in, यार 2 नए sponsors आ गए, इनका भी नाम बोल दो. So if अगर आप हड़बड़ा रहे हो,
Blend it effortlessly.
yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more sponsors.
Ah.
Or 5 people are on stage and somebody walks in. He
Right.
also has to be in stage. So, you have to say his name or invite him or her to the stage in a way he shouldn't feel offended कि मुझे last में बुलाया. So, you can just welcome him with a round of applause or talk good about him. So, he's so obsessed with his own praises that he forgets that he's being called last. So, these things experienced anchor does.
That's something you pick up with experience, right? Event after event, event by
and
event.
how you are as a person, your upbringing also plays a big role.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, I think I'm a proud middle class.
Okay.
When you're blessed with everything, when you're entitled, you do not know what it is to bring broken pieces and make something out of it. आपको वो नहीं पता होता. So you know this is it. अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो क्या करना है? In families like ours, there is always a जुगाड़. टूथपेस्ट खत्म हो गया, उसको कैसे भी करके 2 और दिनों के लिए चला लो.
That's right.
That helps me a lot being an artist.
During the course of your, let's say, close to 2 decades of anchoring now, maybe?
15 years of professional anchoring, and some of it was
Freelancing
during my
initial
schools and
phases,
all,
yeah. So 15 to 20 years of anchoring. So many of celebrity interactions, so many of behind the scenes anecdotes. What's that one celebrity or maybe a couple anecdote that you'd carry with you till your last breath? It can be a compliment, a critique, or maybe just a change in perspective of how you think.
All my anecdotes are like how I have seen people reacting to celebrities. Celebrities saying good words happens all the time.
Yes.
Because they come from a world where they appreciate everyone.
Right.
So I never take it too personally.
Okay.
With Anupam Kherji giving me a thumbs up, or Diya Mirza coming and hugging me, I understand it's their generosity, because they are in a huge world. We are a very tiny part of it. So when they come to a small town and they see somebody is speaking good, or somebody has a spark, they always appreciate it. But I remember when Salman Khan was in Cuttack for Hockey World Cup promotions, and we were having this meeting the day before where there was minister and there was a commissioner, and the talk was that how to take him out of the stadium, because while
to take Salman Khan out of the stadium because of crowd management.
Yeah, how would he safely exit? Because bringing him, nobody knew what car he'll come in, so he'll come safely.
Yeah.
But once he has seen, the crowd have seen Salman, which car to take him out in, and how can we not have a situation of stampede or any other emergency
That's
or
a full-blown
untoward
strategy.
Yeah. And I was just, kind of smirking to myself कि इतना भी कुछ नहीं होने वाला है यार.
Okay.
Trust me, there were 40,000 people. Barbati was packed. And the moment I said, ladies and gentlemen, I just started with his मुझ पे एक एहसान करना कि मुझ पे कोई एहसान ना करना. And उसके बाद I couldn't hear my own voice. 40,000 people were screaming on top of their voice, Salman, Salman. And he walks in a denim and just a casual that being human shirt.
Yes.
And I just gave him the microphone and I'm like, hi Salman. And he's looking at me like, isse kis baat ka command hai that time? Because everybody was going gaga. But when you're the anchor, you're the anchor. You can't be like a fangirl there.
Yeah.
So, and he just smiles at me and go, and all my friends, सबने आके मेरे हाथ टच किए कि तूने सलमान के साथ शेक हैंड किया है. So that's what star power is.
That was your big fangirl moment, although you
I'm not a
couldn't,
Salman Khan fan,
You're not a
honestly. I'm a Shah
you're
Rukh Khan
SRK
fan.
Okay, yeah.
But it was good to see a man who's being loved by 1.4 billion people and 40,000 people loving him unconditionally. And people were so happy to see Salman live. You understand the power of being an artist. It's not about who you are, who he is. It's like you can change the world being an artist. I was touched that day and so happy to see some human being who is here from Bombay and he is just waving at people and people literally are going crazy. I'd never seen such crazy fans ever, and that's why people say Salman is so lucky. Everybody has fans, but Salman's fans actually would kill for him.
Why would you choose SRK over Salman?
You won't choose love. You just fall in love. I think I was in school when I saw Bazigar and I came out of the theatre literally crying with a red nose because he died. It was the first time I'm liking a guy and he dies at the end of the film. I'm grabbing my mom's arm saying why he has to die. He's not the villain. The villain is the girl's father. Why this guy has to die? That's how the love started.
As young as maybe
I was in school.
Okay,
yeah,
school.
whatever class, I don't remember, but that's how it started. And then every big film Shah Rukh made, DDLJ, and the love just kept growing. That man seems to understand women so good. Whenever he speaks about women, it's with so much respect. That is why women like Shah Rukh Khan.
And his
approach towards being a man who doesn't say I'm superior to women. That makes you a better human being for women.
I mean, I think as a man, he embraces his femininity as well. Yeah.
What is more beautiful than seeing the feminine side of a man?
What are some social causes that you deeply feel for?
I feel for every social cause. I think we do not understand the worries and the problems of the other half who do not have as much as we have. We are so engrossed in trying to be the 5% who has everything. We think we are part of a competition where today I drive a XUV, tomorrow I have to drive a BMW. I'm working hard to see that BMW, that I forget that there is somebody who doesn't even have a cycle. And it's very important as a human being to be kind to them.
Empath. Yeah.
Exactly. April, we were having this show for Ministry of Ayush.
Okay.
So there was a yoga event that was supposed to start at 6 a.m. at Kalinga, and I stay at Cuttack.
Okay.
So I started from my place around 4 o'clock. So I see there's a trolley right in front of my place, and there is a child sitting on the trolley. And I'm just wondering, kaun apna bachcha chhod ke chala gaya? Then I see the parents are picking the plastic plates that was thrown on the road because there was a party happening. And I'm just still wondering why these people are up so early doing this. Because if they come 1 hour late, maybe the municipality guys will come and pick it and throw it.
Right.
So they have to maybe not sleep at night so that they can find places where all these parties are happening. And they are bringing the leftover food and feeding it to dogs. Imagine they themselves are underprivileged and they are thinking of the street dogs. And I was literally shivering, thinking of how difficult people's lives are. And we are throwing away food, money. In the name of lifestyle, we are making so many stupid expenses that can be avoided. And if we give even a tiny portion of that to people who actually need it, to either fund their education, give a ice cream. I mostly know all the street beggars at the traffic spots, because what I do is I keep chocolates with me, or a lot of my friends tell me you shouldn't give them money. They they go and do wrong things. I'm like, you don't give them that money. They won't give it to their whatever the middlemen who are leaving them on streets. They'll get beaten. So I don't know. I can't change their fate. Child labor is illegal. Saying this is so insensitive. What would that child do? He or she has to feed the family, or have to at least do something. He's not in a situation where he can choose what to be in life.
Right.
But maybe that 10 rupees today will save him from some kind of beating, or he'll have food. So whenever I see there is a child loitering around and I'm having ice cream, I call all of them and we have ice cream together. That's a moment of happiness.
It's beautiful.
So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to think of a strategy or make a list of things you will eradicate or change. No one on their own have the capacity or the power to change the world. But in our own way, if we do
Simple,
little thing also,
everyday moments that can really define.
it's sending universe the sign that we are ready for whatever change you give us.
This podcast has been on for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I get queries like how to speak publicly, how to overcome stage fright and all of that. You've been around for like 15 years now. I'm sure you get a lot of queries in the form of DMs, calls. How do I conquer stage fright? How do I conquer anxiety? How can I speak in front of a 500 packed auditorium? Have you ever thought of mentorship? What's your hack to such people who ask you these questions?
See, communication today is the key to everything. You don't have to be an anchor, MC, radio jockey to speak. You are speaking anywhere. At office also, a well communicating person is given better opportunities than others.
Right.
If you have a fear or a phobia, you need to ask yourself why you have it. Some people have it because they are not sure they have a good personality.
Right.
Some people have it because they do not know how to find the right words for a sentence. Some people have it because they are not good at a language.
Absolutely.
I have seen MCs from Bombay. The Hindi ones do not know much English. The English ones do not know much Hindi. And when they blend two half-cooked languages, the recipe is spoiled.
Absolutely.
So you, before raising this question or asking for assistance from anyone, you need to ask yourself what needs to be done.
Is it a skill issue or a self-esteem issue that you're addressing?
Sometimes both.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are half skilled,
Yeah.
half practiced. Sometimes you are yet to learn in the right way. Like when Sashi Tharoor was asked how he speaks such excellent English, he said, I read it all.
Yeah.
I do not have a tutor or some extra classes in English where I can learn it from. My
Right.
father had a library. I read all the books. So if you think you lack words, you should read. If you think you lack pronunciation, you should hear from television, YouTube, wherever. If you think you lack speaking skills or the ability to confidently speak, you need to read newspapers loudly every single day.
Okay.
Whatever language you want to master in. Language is not a rocket science. We belong to a community. We have a vernacular language. Today, Bharat Sarkar is very, the thirst is on Rashtra Bhasha ko kaise promote karna. You need to be good in Hindi. And English is a global language everybody relates to.
Right.
So minimum 3 language to aane hi chahiye. For anyone, whatever the profession may be. You don't have to be a public speaker to speak good. You want to propose to your girlfriend also, the right words can give you a good response.
Do you think it should be a part of the school curriculum where they teach you active communication skills? Because it is.
Why do we have competitions then? Why do we have essay writing, poem writing, recitations, elocution competitions? Opportunities are everywhere, abundant. You didn't take it, it's on you.
Yeah.
Why are you so late in confessing that you're not confident?
Okay. I would like to address this head on. I grew up as a really introverted kid. As much as I wanted to participate in those debate competitions and public speaking, it came on much later during my college life. But I'm sure a lot of people resonate. They do want to participate, but that self-esteem or low confidence kind of inhibits or hampers them to kind of take part in it, although they're skilled enough. Like you said, it might be a skill issue or a self-esteem issue. So what would be your tips to those people who want to kind of really work on their communication skills or public speaking, or for that matter anywhere in the professional, or if they want to take up anchoring as a professional domain?
There are two kind of introverts. One, who can wonderfully speak when alone, but you bring 4 people, they'll be fumbling.
Yeah.
The next, who always want to, but never give much emphasis or hard work, never practiced enough to be good in that.
Yeah.
So if you are the first kind, I think the important thing is you start with your clan. You start talking in front of your close friends,
yeah,
where you will not be judged.
Inner circle.
So when they start praising you,
Yeah.
or where you reach a level where you can see 5 heads and you're not afraid, make it 10, 15, and gradually it goes away. It's just a 40. It's just a mental thing. It's not even, it has nothing, related to your skills or your ability or personality. You are holding yourself back. They say there is a door, there is a window, you forgot to open it. So sunshine is everywhere. You just need to reach out. So what better way than to speak to your friends or just record a video? Now every teenager has a phone. So you can, calmly sit, pick any topic, make a video, and then see. After the 10th video, you will realize where you're giving wrong pauses, where the sentence is too lengthy or too short, and how to give a grip on the subject.
Right.
That makes you look like I know it. And one third tip I always give to myself, whenever the challenge is bigger than you. Like I said, I was in Chhattisgarh, I was actually trying to own my shit before the show started, because with SPG and with the client, everyone just looking at you ki ye ladki kar bhi sakti hai, because you are in a foreign domain. There you're not a celebrity.
Yeah.
You just have to look right into the eyes of the problem and I'll do it.
Okay. Did success get over your head at any point in time?
What success is that? I'm yet to be successful. The moment you
You're being
start
modest
thinking,
now, come on.
No, it's honestly, I believe success, especially when you are somebody who meet bigger people, people who are far ahead in terms of financial success, popularity, reach. You understand that you are just a tiny piece in the entire puzzle, and you're just walking your way up, and you have no idea how far you can go. So you should just be happy about where you have reached, but never boast it or think too high of yourself. That doesn't do you any good, honestly.
That is self-awareness core. Yeah.
That is not thinking anyone is truly big enough. Entire industry has one Amitabh Bachchan. He only can be the one. बाकी लोग तो आते जाते रहते हैं. So you becoming better than yourself is a satisfaction, nothing more than that. I don't actually see it in terms of any kind of stardom or being publicly acknowledged. That comes with a job.
It's a byproduct.
That's it. You are working hard in a field where people can see you. You're on television. That is the perk of being a TV personality. People are working twice as hard in a bank, at a office, but that is not a domain where people can see them. That's it.
Okay. Debunk this for me. Women who are anchoring, presenting on stage or television have a self-life.
I don't think so. Today, the highest paid anchor is Gitika Ganjudhar, who is close to 50.
Yes.
And I met her because I'm a part of IMA. And I met her and she looks ravishing.
Yeah.
She radiates positive energy. And you pick any highest budgeted project, nobody says take a younger one. Because you have to be somebody who cannot be replaced. And journalism, communication, anchoring, the older you become, the more experience you have.
It's like wine.
If you, exactly,
Yeah.
if you put it in the right place,
Yeah.
if you are in the right league, that is of course important. Elevation also means you should not do a certain things. It's like a chip on the shoulder. You have to be conscious. Like I started with TV, then I did a lot of entertainment programs.
Right.
Today I'm with corporates and government.
Right.
But if I go back doing those small musical events, the small retail meets, I don't think I'll earn this respect. If
I
you
see.
are a CMO anchor, if you're a PMO anchor, if you are being invited to projects where union ministers are coming, projects worth thousands of crores are being dedicated to people, people expect you to be a little mature.
Right.
You can't then go and do a DJ night show. Hey fellas, let's have this Friday night. That's done for me. There was a time, but you have to grow beyond that.
Okay, you've evolved beyond that now at this
I
point.
love that. I go
Okay.
there and participate. Arijit was there. I
Huh.
was there banging my head till the show was over.
But not as a presenter, obviously, as a spectator. Okay, got it. Time for the rapid fire with Sulagnaa. Okay, Sulagnaa, one global event you'd absolutely love hosting.
Global event, I would G20
The G20 summit.
someday.
Okay. A guest you were secretly nervous conversing with.
Never. I was never nervous about talking to anybody. I always do my
Be dead
homework.
honest.
Yeah. I am dead honest.
Not even Salman Khan.
Never. I hardly had a communication. I just
Okay.
had to introduce him, pass the microphone, and that's it. He took over.
Okay. Favorite prime time anchor and why?
Arnab, I loved once upon a time. I think he's losing that touch now, but the old Arnab, he was too good.
During the times
Yeah, times now,
era.
times now,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What does Sulagnaa binge on cheat days? 3 meals.
I am never on diet. Every day is a cheat meal for me. I tell everybody you can work out hard, and if you want to lose weight, I do cycling, I run, I walk, but I'm never on a diet. I eat like bhatto every time I want. I'm a biryani person, I'm a Chinese person, I'm a dessert person. I take 3 desserts together. Like there's a brownie, on top of it there is ice cream, there are fruits, then there are dry fruits, then there is chocolate syrup, then there is maple syrup, everything.
What do they say about diet affecting your cognition and spontaneity and all of that? You've murdered it altogether.
I don't know, I'm not a diet person.
Okay.
I'm like when COVID happened, everybody's like mar jayenge, mar jayenge. I'm like खा पी के मरेंगे भाई, भूखे तो नहीं मरेंगे.
अच्छा.
I'm that person.
All right. 3 things we'll always find in your anchor kit.
There's no anchor kit for me, but you will find a phone because I do a lot of research about whatever is, the updated thing. I would go for that. A pen and a notepad always because I love to write my scripts manually. And for touch-up, maybe compact. That's it.
Okay. Sahiba Bali or Mandira Bedi?
Mandira. I'm more of a Mandira person because first thing, she flaunts sari. She has that femininity and she has that masculinity
yeah.
together, and she never overdoes. In a blazer, you will she look like shitty in sari. In sari, she's like, oh my god, she's made for sari. And sports, current affair, acting, she has gracefully done everything.
Absolutely.
So I love her.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years kind of person? Or do you take each day just as it comes?
I'll tell you, I have always avoided this question. I remember Red FM was here
Yeah.
and they were interviewing for RJs. And I did not know RJ is a full-time job. I think...
Did they ask you where do you see yourself in 5
yeah,
years?
Nisha was there.
Okay.
Nisha Narayan, who's
Nisha
the
Narayan.
CEO. So she was there. She's like, all right, Sulagnaa, where do you think you see yourself in next 5 years? I'm like, Nisha, at your place. I would love to take interviews. And I just said it like that and she gave me the job. But I didn't want a full-time job back then. So I don't know. I mean, who are you literally? Did you think you will be here being you are a ex-IMB guy. You are an MBA guy. You're supposed to do serious business. And you are a podcast host.
Yeah.
So I think there is somebody up there.
You're
a big
also a
guy.
master of business from Mumbai.
Business
University.
law, so-
Look at where you are. Okay.
So
We take detours. It's okay.
I think no, there is no detouring here. Things are made for you. You do not know what is made for you. So love the journey. What is there to make? And I think milestones are stupid because the moment you achieve it, it's like हाँ ये तो मैंने कर ही लेना था. तो अब क्या करना है? I think I just love being a traveler. I think God has big plans for me. God loves me totally. It's like a 8 billion world, but God has all his focus on me. I'm his favorite child.
You believe that, no?
I totally believe that.
Okay.
So he has super plans for me. I don't want to ask him what. He'll give me ideas. I'll keep doing things.
Do you
and
say
rock.
at times, universe, I love you? And you wait for
I
it?
say that to myself.
Okay.
Babe, I love myself. I'm that person. Universal will love you when you love yourself.
Well, that was very insightful, Sulagnaa. Bubbly, charming, insightful, all at the same time. I hope our viewers will take a cue out of what you said about public speaking and how to conquer stage fright. Thank you so much for being on the Journey podcast. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, and it's wonderful after a long time having this heartfelt conversation, going back to my school days. And Kalpit, you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.